Hello everybody and welcome back to episode 33 of my SevTech Ages of the Sky Let's Play. Today we're gonna blow up some iron. So I dropped about 2 stacks of iron there on top of the TNT. And we'll just kindly light that on fire. And we ended up with a stack and a half. So there you go, about 25% loss, a little bit more than 25% loss on that one. So not too bad overall. And let's go throw this guy down and start to craft. So we'll want the plastic mixer. And then all these other things kind of flow out from where we've gotten it so far. So furnace is needed, and then we'll need these pressure tubes. Pressure chamber walls. So we'll need, to make a 3 by 3 by 3, we'll need, what is it, 9 plus 4, 13 of the pressure chamber walls. And if you wanted to make some of the clear ones, then it's pretty much the same recipe, only you just make one in there, but I don't need to see inside to know what's going on there. We'll need at least one of the valves. So, no choice, we got to make 4, but that's fine. And then we'll need 2 input outputs. So let's see, if we do 9 on the bottom, yeah, we're going to need more. That should be fine there. And so just to get the basic one up, I think we've got everything that we need here. But we will need the charging stations so that we can put a charge on our Amadron tablet and the pneumatic wrench, because we're going to need both of those moving forward. Oh, the other super important thing to get together is the security upgrades. So we'll need these safety tube modules, which require levers, and a pressure gauge, which requires gold. So we'll get those together. Speed upgrades, totally up to you if you want to get these. Will help speed up the when you're pressurizing your pressure tanks, and or you're charging, when you're charging these things, but it's not absolutely required. Not like you definitely want to have the security upgrades and any of your compressors that you're running, because then that'll help limit the amount of pressure that goes into them. UV light box will be required. We can get this blueprint from 2 different ways, doing plastic, some blue plastic, and a couple of circuit boards, or we can order it from the Amadron for costing 8 stabilized metal, and we'll go over that when we get there. Let's see if we can get this guy together as well here. So we'll need red plastic for that. Platinum I have. Glass pane, that's not too hard. So I'm just trying to think what else I can do here right now. Could start getting some of these. Oh no, we can't, because we need the circuit boards for those. Circuit boards is a super big rabbit hole and takes a lot of crafting to get these guys done. So you'll need 2 Certus quartz, 3 capacitors, which you have to put cyan plastic, compressed stone, and the redstone into your pressure chamber to get that. Three transistors, which takes black plastic, compressed iron, and redstone in the pressure chamber again. And then the unassembled PCB, which is another rabbit hole, because you have to get an empty PCB and put it in a pool of etching acid. To get the etching acid, you have to put 2 spider eyes, 2 green plastic, 2 rotten flesh, 2 gunpowder, and a water bucket in your pressure chamber to get the etching acid bucket. And then that, you take your empty PCB and you put it in the pool, like just in a hole in the ground, like I do with the liquid starlight there. You just soak it in there. It doesn't use up the etching acid at all to make it, but it does take 5 minutes to get there. So it's a lot of just standing around while you're crafting all this stuff together. After you get all of your machines, your Pneumaticraft setup going, then they're super easy because you just put the empty PCB in the machine, and you don't have to, you get to skip out on waiting for 5 minutes. It only takes 10 or 15 seconds for the machine to spit them out, but you still got to go through the craft of green plastic plus a compressed iron ingot to get the empty PCB. So I will throw all of this stuff together and we will rejoin again on the other side. Oh yes, so the other thing that we need, sorry, for the plastic mixer is we will need red, green, and blue dye to get out the colored plastics that we need. So red dye is the one that I was getting. How was I getting red dye again? I don't think I can get it from redstone. Yes, I think I gotta go either get myself a rose bush and bone meal it, or find enough of the poppies kicking around, which I definitely don't have enough because I want a full stack. Blue dye we can just do from lapis, and the green dye I've got tons of cactus waiting to be done there. So once I get all that stuff together, we will see you on the other side to finish off the episode. Alright, and we are back with most of the stuff set up that we need to do here. So when you're putting together your 3x3, you can make a bigger one. You could just get the opportunity to put more of these pressure chamber valves, which can help pressurize the chamber a little bit faster. I just do a 3x3 because it's not super important. So you put the last piece in place and then it will multi-block itself. So on one side here we've got an output door, and then on this side here we've got, it did say I for input door there. So we will do a chest and then hopper in there, and then we will need one of these guys for taking out. So this is what we'll use for the output. Connected in regular SevTech. Maybe I have to have one of these guys. Oh, it's a liquid, that's why. Alright, I'm just being stupid. That's the wrong way for that guy, but I'll fix that later. And you can go back there. I need the item pipe for it. The item cable. So I need 4 iron nuggets and some more brick stairs to get the item pipe there. I'm pretty sure I don't need the extraction cable. I think the pipe works just fine. But yeah, be back in a minute when I put that guy together. Alright, so I got it hooked up there. The item cable does hook up nicely there, and we'll just have to see about the output. But first things first, we got our plastic mixer here, and I just used the liquid extraction, fluid extraction cable to go into that. So we're going to go after our Amidron tablet first here. So we'll need 7 gray plastic, and then for this piece we need 4 red plastic. So if we just go into our plastic mixer, red plastic, 1, 2, 3, 4. You just click 4 times there, and then you take your output there, and then we need gray, light gray, gray. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There. And then we've got what we need to get our Amidron together. So we'll just take the Amidron. We need the GPS tool, make that guy, and then make our Amidron, and then to charge it, we'll just put it on our charging station. So if we look at the charging station, its pressure goes up to 20 before it hits the red zone. But this guy, or these guys can only go up to 5 before they hit their red zone. So you always want to have your security upgrade in the one with the lower threshold. So in this case, because the air compressor has the lower threshold, that's where we put it. And I forgot to bring fuel for my air compressors, so I'll have to go back there. But once we get some fuel, we can just... no, did not want to right-click it. There. Of course, there's not enough pressure. There, that's what I do. Put it in there. And then if there was fuel in there, it would be pressurizing the Amidron tablet and charging it up with pressure there. Same thing with the air compressor here. I just don't have any fuel to go into it. Do I? No, I don't. So let's just take a quick run back here. Put a few in there for now, and then we'll put a few into this guy. And so it will start to pressurize. Oh. Well. I didn't realize that that would have to be plugged up. No biggie. We'll just put another wall there. Now we can see that there is some pressure starting to go in there, so when it gets up to 5 bars, then it will, the security upgrade will stop allowing it to go pressure into it there. So there was a red one on here. Oh, no valid items. Okay, so that's fine there. Once we start to use the pressure chamber, then we'll see that there. So if we just look at our charging station here, we starting to get a charge in our Amidron tablet there, so we'll just go ahead with making some more of these items, or we'll review going over what we need for these items. So pneumatic wrench, I'll just need an orange dye powder, which I forgot to bring, another air canister. These are pretty easy, but we don't need that. We just need it, the wrench, to change one of our I/O units into an output. So one will be an input and one will be an output. We need 2 of these guys here. The thing that we are looking for, not the UV light box, because we'll be getting this PCB blueprint with our Amidron and the redstone lamps. Just with when I was in the Ergas tower, remember I grabbed some redstone lamps, so you can get those there, or you can just craft them vanilla style. printed circuit boards, again, we'll need to get ourselves some black plastic, the compressed iron ingot, and the redstone. And then you just kind of got to do your math to figure out how many of these printed circuit boards that you actually need. And the answer is quite a bit. So we'll need 3 there, 4, 5. We'll need 2 of these guys, so that's 7 just there. And then there are some other things that you will need it for afterwards, but if you get those 7 first, then you can actually skip out on doing the whole UV light box and etching acid recipe that we've got to do. So speaking of the etching acid, that's what we're going after here next. So we'll need the bucket of water, 2 eyes, all this, and the 2 green plastic. So I'll just go here and get my water, go here and get my 2 green plastic, and we'll just line all these up so we know what we're doing. 2 and what was the last thing? Totally derping on that now. Bucket of water, green plastic, spider eyes. What am I missing? Gunpowder. No. Spider eyes. This. There. So we can hear this is now releasing the pressure because it's got too much, so that's what the security feature does on there. So we're only about halfway, so we still got to let it run. So, oh, that won't go past 4.9. I would need an upgraded compressor to get more pressure into the Amidron tablet, but that's fine. It will work just fine as it is there now. And same with this one. This one's going a lot slower, but that's fine. We've got lots of pressure in there to start this etching acid craft that I want to do. So we'll just throw everything in there, and then each item goes in, each stack of items goes in individually, so you'll hear those doors opening and closing as each individual item goes in there. And if you had the window, you could watch each of them come down inside there, but that's fine. Oh, and then the other thing we need to do is need to make sure that we set the output filter. So item name contains, and then just etching, and then it will only pull out etching acid. So if I'm not mistaken, it pulled out everything that was in there because it didn't have any filter set on it. So then one more door open and close, and then everything should be inside, and then the craft will start. Just gonna check and see if I need a certain amount. Yeah, it should just, whenever it gets up to 1 bar, it should do the craft. Oh, there's our etching acid. So that's how that machine works, and you just have to kind of rinse and repeat for whenever you're doing any of the other crafts that you need to do inside the pressure chamber. So doing these what else do we do inside the pressure chamber? There's some other crafts that we got to do inside there. Oh yeah, everything for the capacitors and transistors. Doing all these crafts inside there is what you'll be using that mostly for. The next thing that we'll go through is the Amidron tablet. So we'll just get that on our hotbar here. So we'll need, it's set down as a recipient there. And I don't want it to be, yeah, I don't want to have that there. I want to, so for every 10 buckets of oil, I can get a stabilized metal out of it. Or I could also go over and I could use some of these liquids here as well. So if I wanted to use the items out of this one there, fluid providing, then do I shift click? Oh, I totally forget how to use the Amidron tablet now. I'll be back after I figure it out.